times when we think about decluttering our homes and our lives, we think about physical clutter, the things that we can see that are taking up space in our homes and in our lives. But we don't always think about digital clutter, the things that are taking up space in our minds and can cause us to feel cluttered even though it's not a physical object. Hello everyone, welcome to Minimal Mindful Mama. I'm Katie Mixon and I make videos about motherhood, minimalism, and simplifying and decluttering your life so that you can live the life that you want to. Today I've joined with some other awesome creators on YouTube to bring you a playlist on digital minimalism, but I'll talk more about that later and we can jump right in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the little bell button so that you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. So today I have some ideas for you on how to declutter those items that are taking up space without actually taking up physical space. The first thing that you can declutter is the photos off of your phone. If you're anything like me, you have a camera roll full of pictures and videos of your kids and maybe even some photos that your kids have taken on your phone. And while our phones do have a lot of storage space these days, having a full camera roll can be very stressful when you do go to organize those photos and you have a lot to go through at a time. I've personally found that it's really helpful to transfer my photos off of my phone onto my computer about once a month or so, and that way it's a manageable amount for me to actually go through and decide what I want to keep and what I can delete, and then to organize those photos into albums that I can keep on my computer and use in the future. The second thing that you can declutter is unsubscribing from unwanted emails. Whether these are emails that you never actually remember signing up for, or maybe you do plan to buy from them again in the future, but you just don't need the weekly advertising emails. You can go ahead and scroll to the bottom of those when you get them and simply unsubscribe. I find this to be really helpful in keeping my inbox manageable, and while it does take a minute longer to actually open the email and scroll to the bottom and unsubscribe rather than just deleting it, it does prevent those emails from needing to be deleted in the future. Along very similar lines, my third thing that you can declutter is to delete your old emails that you no longer need. So I used to have a very full inbox. I would have to delete emails in order to create storage space, and it was just overwhelming, and I didn't really need anything that was in any of those old emails. I took the time and went through and did a massive purge, and I ended up only keeping about 5 emails or so that had information in them that I still needed. Even though it isn't a physical space, I felt so much lighter after I had decluttered my inbox, and ever since then I've made the effort to only keep the emails that I am currently using or that I still need, and to delete anything that is no longer important. By doing this on a regular basis, as well as first unsubscribing from any emails that I don't need, I've been able to keep my inbox fairly empty, and it's been very helpful in not only being able to access the information that I'm looking for more quickly, but keeping my inbox much more manageable to maintain. My fourth tip for you is to go through your phone and delete any contacts that you no longer need. Depending how long you've had your phone for, oftentimes we have contacts that we got a phone number and put it in our phone, and it's just sat there for several years and we no longer need or use that number. Simply going through and quickly removing those old contacts can be really helpful in enabling you to more quickly find the contacts that you are looking for when you do need to call someone. It's very simple and could maybe be considered unnecessary, but I like to only have contacts in my phone that I need and that I use. And so that is something else that I like to declutter every now and then. The fifth thing that you can declutter is your Facebook friends. So this obviously depends on the kind of person you are and what you use Facebook for. Personally, I like to keep my Facebook simply for sharing with people that I actually am friends with in real life, and so I do try to keep my friend list very succinct. However, I know there's a lot of people who also use Facebook for networking or marketing purposes, and if that's the case, you probably do want to have a much larger pool of Facebook friends that you can advertise to and get to know people through that platform. So depending on which type of person you are, you will need to adjust this tip to your personal situation. I like to go through my Facebook friends every maybe a year or so, and I'll simply remove any friends that I am not actually seeing in real life or wanting to keep up with on a regular basis. So for instance, friends who live further away, I do keep them as friends because I want to maintain that relationship even though I haven't maybe seen them in a year or more. But if there are random friends on the list who I don't have a relationship with in person and don't really foresee pursuing that relationship in the near future, I can just go ahead and remove them. Before I continue with my final 2 tips, I want to take a minute and talk a little bit about this playlist. So as I mentioned earlier, today's video is in collaboration with several other awesome YouTube creators. We all have a video for you today addressing a different aspect of digital minimalism. So that playlist will be linked below in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. And when you're done here, be sure and go check out all the other videos as we're all sharing different tips. My final 2 tips are slightly different. They're not so much about decluttering your inbox or your Facebook friends, but they're about decluttering the amount of time that you allow technology to take up in your life. So my first tip for you is to have your phone charged during the day rather than at night. By getting into this habit of having your phone plugged in during the day, it prevents you from mindlessly reaching for it, which I found that is something I tend to do a lot, and so having the phone actually plugged in and in a different room has been very helpful. And my final tip is to read a book rather than scrolling on your phone at night. Every night when I tidy up my kitchen after dinner, I really enjoy putting on a YouTube video by a creator that I really like to occupy my attention while I do those tasks like washing dishes that can sometimes be tedious and don't really require me to use my brain. And so watching those videos is really fun and can be really motivating to me as I do my work. But it can be easy to fall into the temptation of laying in bed at night and scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, or especially Reels and TikTok now. Once you start to watch, it can be really hard to stop. But regardless of your beliefs about the benefits and the harmful effects of phones and technology and EMFs and blue light, I'm sure we can all agree that reading a book is much more educational and good for your brain than scrolling. I found reading to be a much more relaxing activity that tends to help me wind down and relax for the evening rather than being on my phone, which I feel like tends to keep me awake longer. I also like myself better as a person when I have been reading every night. It just makes me feel like a more intelligent person. And as a mom of little kids, sometimes I feel like I don't really have many grown-up type things in my life. And so reading a book has helped me with feeling like an actual adult sometimes after a long day of being with small children. But I think that this is a really great tip for everyone who is looking to minimize the amount of time that they spend with their technology. Well, that is all that I had for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go check out all the other videos in this playlist. I'll have it linked down below in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment down below and let me know if you find that having things like a full inbox or photo gallery tends to make you feel mentally cluttered the way that it does for me. I'd also love to hear in the comments if you have any tips for decluttering or minimizing your digital space. So be sure to drop a comment down below and we can keep the conversation going. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Chase your